Many thanks for choosing us. CEO of the John Agyemang Foundation is calling for the application of criminal sanctions against public office holders found to have abused their office. Professor Duah Agyemang says persons like former boss of the Public Procurement Authority, Duah Agyemang, should be prosecuted to serve as a deterrent in the fight against corruption. The retired auditor spoke to Love News after presenting some beneficiaries of the Kufuor Scholarship Leadership Mentorship Program to the Asantehene. Irasa Sasaridonko has more.
One of the most effective ways of checking corruption is when there's deterrence factor, which is to say, people see that those who get corrupt get the deserved penalties.
Professor Duah Agyemang slammed the practice of public office holders fingered in corruption activities being left off the hook with minor sanctions.
In other countries, you discover that when officials are found to be corrupt, they are immediately, including the former president of South Korea, he served her time in jail for corruption. So one of the things to do to deter corruption is to make sure there is punishment, the deserved punishment, when the person is found guilty. I recall the case of this former procurement agency director who was found to have been corrupt, took some money, and been asked simply to refund the money without any penalty. That is not the way to fight corruption. Put the person to face the courts, and if the person deserves imprisonment, so be it. Otherwise, we can never fight this war.
At the just-ended Akwesi Day at the Menchia Palace, Professor Duah Agyemang presented before the Asantehene some 30 tertiary students selected as beneficiaries of this year's John Agyemang Kufuor Scholars Program. The program, initiated by the Kufuor Foundation in 2016, is aimed at mentoring young people in leadership to serve as the country's future change makers.
As they graduate out at the end of the 3-year program, a new one is conducted. So we have 30, and for the past 3 years we have been graduating 30.